How can you ask someone to be their Valentine on Valentine's Day when you don't even know the person, especially online? I don't get that. Like, what would we do? FaceTime? Hey, bud. What's up? You single? I'm single. The fuck? Thank you guys for the follows. You're a nobody. In this world of all these people, yeah. Bro, I don't know why. Starting to like learn, like meet, I don't know, just like the idea of like meeting somebody new, it like, that right there is exhausting. Like, no thank you. I got too much going on in my life. Too stressed out to be worried about a fucking man. It can be exciting though. Nah. You guys want to hear something? Okay, so when I was in high school, right? Well, in school in general, I wasn't really allowed to hang out with like friends outside of school. So all of my like high school boyfriends, they weren't actually boyfriends. I never kissed them. The most I've ever done was held hands, and I saw them in the hallways. Okay. But when I moved here to Pennsylvania, it was freshman year. There's this guy named Caleb that had followed me since like I moved, since I was living in California, and I didn't know it because I had like over 10k people on my Instagram. And so he knew who I was and I didn't know who he was, and I moved to Pennsylvania and it turns out I was in his math class. He hit me up on Snapchat, whatever, and then told me like who he was, and that like he's like known me for a while, blah blah this, blah blah that. But anyway, like I got like a crush on him, okay? And I saw him in math class and we'd always just like look at each other and like smile. But it didn't like lead to anything. But this dude like would Snapchat me and ask me for NUDES, and then I'd be like, no, like I'm not like that, you know what I mean? And every single time like I said no, right? Or like if I didn't give him like the answer that he wanted, he'd then block me. So I was like, what the fuck? And then it was like on and off like that literally from from junior year to senior year. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I would say about 6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, he hit me up again, added me on Snapchat, asked if he could take me out on a date. And I was like, sure, you know, like why not? Like I already know who you are. I had a crush on you. Yeah, what you did back then was kind of weird, but you know, we're adults now. You could have changed. Well, the day that like he decided that we were gonna hang out, he didn't like message me or nothing like that. So I was like, okay, so I'm like, the date is off or whatever. So I didn't get ready, no nothing. And then I just messaged him and I was like, I guess you forgot. And then he goes like, what do you mean? And I said, about the date that you asked about. And he goes, no, he goes, I'm actually almost done ready. I was about to leave and go there. And I was like, I texted and I was like, I'm not even